Guys, what is up? It is about 12:30 a.m., 24th of April, 2026. As the title states, I'm 31 today. Technically, I'm 31 at like 6 p.m., but for the sake of argument's sake, let's say I'm 31 right now, because it is the 24th, and on this day, 31 years ago, I was born. Now, a lot of people like to start off these videos whenever I see them on YouTube and they say, I always thought when I was 31 I'd have it all figured out. Well, I'll be honest with you, I never thought that at 31 I would have it all figured out. I don't think I ever did anyway. To be honest with you, I thought at 31 I would be in a lot worse shape than I'm in now. I thought I'd look a lot older than I do now. I thought 31 I'd be more adult, I guess, is the only way I can put it. And I guess people say they'd have it all figured out because they look at adults and say, oh, we have it all figured out. Sorry, I'm just going to take this microphone off. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video today because, I was having a bit of trouble getting to sleep. I usually have trouble sleeping on my birthdays. I don't know what it is, but I thought I'd put that energy to good use and just make a video talking about how I feel of where I'm at currently in life, the bad and the good. I guess I'll start with the bad, or the unfavorable, because we all have like bad points or parts in our life that we're not happy with, right? And I suppose my major one that kind of comes to mind when I think about my past 31 years is I wish that I would have understood the value of money when I was younger. I feel like only just now am I really starting to understand it, with recently quitting my job. Like, I'll be honest, it's been pretty rough. I've had to borrow some money off like family members who are happy to do it, and I haven't borrowed tens of thousands of dollars, and obviously they're going to get all this money back. I've put it on like a tab, like I've recorded it. I'm not just taking the money and not paying it back, but I've had to do it just so I can afford rent while I'm door dashing and trying to get my money up, because I do have to acknowledge that while I'm very happy that I took while I made the decision to quit my job and make money on my own terms, it has put a bit of a stress on the people that I love around me. At least it did for a certain amount of time, until I nutted up and just said, well, I'm just going to do DoorDash, and I'm just going to, whatever money I make is going to go strictly to bills, and I'm not going to get things for myself or nice things or any of that stuff anymore. I mean, I never really was a person to buy a lot of stuff for myself. Most of my bad money habits when I was fat, I was just honestly spending it on food. Wasn't really a big clothes buyer. Food and weed, really. And now the only real money I spend is when I spend it on weed and everything else, and that's not a lot of money. And everything else is I don't really spend anymore. Not on food. I just buy Whole Foods. I don't get expensive clothes. I don't buy fancy things for myself or anything like that. In fact, I usually spend money on other people, which is probably a bad thing too. But regardless, I wish that I would have managed my money a little better, so I wouldn't have had to even borrow money off people. But at the same time, I acknowledge that where I was at mentally, I had to make that choice to leave. And I know that, in 6 months' time, everyone's going to have their money back. I'm going to be in a much better spot. But I won't lie, like currently I do feel a certain level of discomfort in knowing that even though they're my family members, and I'm not the type of person that really asks for money ever off people unless it's dire straits, like still this is why it feels so uncomfortable for me. So I wish that I would have managed my money better, so I wouldn't have had to ask people for help. But I'm also grateful that I have people that are willing to help me. Um, and at the drop of a hat, I'd help them too, of course. But, you know, it's still, I'm really still grateful for the people that have helped me, and they know who they are. But, you know, money's starting to come from DoorDash now. I made about $140 today. I just did another hour drive from like 11 to 12 a.m. I made another $15. It's not much, but I'm still out there just trying to make money. But yeah, so the bad is that I wish I would have managed my money better, because, you know, I'll be honest, like, it's at the point now where I literally, any money I get from DoorDash is going to petrol, it's going to rent, it's going to pay for my PT course that I'm studying at the moment, it's going to all the essentials. Like, I don't have any money to get myself anything nice for my birthday. Not that I really cared about that, but, like, you know, there's that selfish ego part of you that's like, oh, I'd like to just be able to, like, tonight when I was doing DoorDash, to be able to just, like, I don't even have $5 in my account to get a fucking drink. And this is the reality of going to do your own thing, you know. And I know I'll get comments, oh, were you so privileged to be even able to do it? Well, I'm very thankful and privileged, I guess, to have family that care about me, and that I have parents that are willing to give me a place to stay, sure. But I still have to put the work in to get the money from DoorDash and pay them back. When I stayed with my parents, I still had to pay board. I never had a free fucking ride. I grew up not very rich, like, at all. I never grew up with money. I never had money. I've never had amounts of money, and a lot of that's my fault, but, like, you know, I'm not the type of person that is like, oh, I want birthday weekends and buy fancy things for myself. But yeah, it sucked that I couldn't even buy myself a fucking, like, a drink at Macca's tonight, just to say, okay, it's 12 a.m, I'll give myself a little birthday drink, because I chose this choice, and I'm okay with that. But if I'm honest, like, yeah, there's a part of it where you're like, oh, it does suck a little. But I know that in 3 months, this isn't going to matter. I'm going to be able to be earning money, a lot more money than I thought possible, at least enough money that it'll be comparable or even the same as my day job in 3 months. I think that's doable. I wasn't earning a lot from my 9-to-5 job, guys, just so you know. Like, I didn't quit the fucking Hilton Hotel. I quit, like, a just above minimum wage job here in Australia. So, you know, I'm not one of these people that I quit my 6-figure job. I did 6 figures, you know. That will come, but yeah, you know, I guess that's one thing that I wish I would have gotten together earlier. I feel like I'm only just now discovering the true value of money, now that I really, like, have chosen. Like, I could have kept this job, just so you guys know. It wasn't a lazy thing. It wasn't a, oh, I kept showing up late, and I was really giving my all to this company, and I don't know why I was, because nothing was going up. My pay wasn't going to increase unless I made manager, and I did manager before at that job, and it wasn't worth it, what they were paying me. They didn't even pay me a manager salary, because I was looking after the manager role while one of the managers was on holidays, or while they were sorting stuff out. You know, they said, oh, you're only going to be doing it for like 3 weeks, so we'll just pay you like a little bit extra. Like, I think it was $2 extra an hour compared to what a manager should get, which is like 10 to 15 bucks extra an hour. I think it's 10 to 12 bucks. I think 12 bucks extra an hour, but I was getting about $3 extra. So $9 an hour I was missing out on. Just keep that in mind. And I was managing 2 stores, managing 2 teams. I was getting phone calls all hours of the night and day, having to manage sick leave, having to talk to store managers. And I had to do that for 2 months. And I was making $29 Australian an hour for doing that. I won't say what company it's with. You can probably guess if you look at my previous videos or look through my posting history. Not that it matters, but I won't publicly say the company. But it's a fucking joke. So, like, it's stuck. It's either what, I stayed there and all my hard work, because they wanted me to be manager there too. I was a really good cleaner. I'm not tooting my own horn. Like, literally, everyone said this. They said it to me. It wasn't like, oh, they said it and I overheard it. It's like, they said it to my face, yes, we want you to be manager. But I just said no, because I didn't want the extra stress. And then I realized even doing what I was doing was still stressful, and I wasn't getting paid that much, so why not just quit, and maybe at the start I'll make less money, like doing DoorDash and trying to get my coaching stuff up. But eventually, I'm not gonna give up, guys. I'm not fucking giving up. Just anyone who's made it this far, just so you know. I don't care if I'm posting in 3 years and I've got fucking 200 views a video or even less. I'm keeping forward, and I know that chip away brick by brick with a vengeance, and eventually I will make it through to the other side. I will fucking burst through that wall. I can't not. I'm already aligned. Even if I die trying, I'm aligned on my path now. So I know at least where I'm headed. And I guess that will bleed into the good parts about where I'm at now that I'm 31. I'm so grateful that I'm in the shape I'm in, that I've been able to get myself in the best shape of my life for my 31st birthday. That, honestly, me personally, makes me happier than if I was here saying, well, I'm making $1 million, but I'm fat. I would rather, literally, if I could have millionaire Michael sitting here, but he's fat and out of shape, I would rather have a poorer Michael, but he's ripped. You know, a 10 grand Michael would be nice and but I'm just saying, like, if I had to choose between being really rich but fat and overweight, and I know guys are going to say, oh, but you could always fix it. Yeah, I guess I could. But I'm talking about if I was in the mindset that I'd never gotten fit yet, and I'd just never gone through the transformation I went through in the last 5 months, and someone said to me, okay, you're not going to ever get to go through that transformation. Like, if someone said to me, you're never going to be able to get to that level of leanness and that physique that you've wanted in your head, the six-pack, because that's just something I've wanted. It's not even a vanity thing, it's just, it represents a certain level of discipline to me. A muscular six-pack. I'm not talking about just a skinny six-pack here. Guys in the know will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, if someone said to me, you can have that at physique, or you can never get to that physique, but you'll get $1 million, 100% give me the physique. I don't care. Someone says, you know, you'll be relatively poor your whole life, you won't be struggling, but you'll have enough money to do what you want to do, but that's it. You're never going to be like filthy, stinking rich. You're never going to be having multiple businesses and making like millions and millions of dollars a year. I don't need that. I really don't. And it's not really my goal. You know, if I'm going to put something out there, I'm very happy. So let's just go back to what I was talking about before, the positives, right? I'm very happy that I'm in this shape. And I got here purely of my own doing. And that's not cocky for me to say, because it's true. Like, I had people helping me along the way in terms of giving me encouragement, but there were plenty of times where there was no one doing that shit, and I literally had to drag myself to the gym on the late nights that I didn't want to go, on the early mornings that I didn't want to go, all the times I dragged myself to do cardio, all the times I meal prepped when I didn't want to, when I made the hard choice to eat, to stay on my meal plan even though I felt shit and I felt like I wasn't seeing results, but I fucking kept through with it, and that's why I can talk like this now. If you haven't done it, you'll think that what I'm saying is just cockiness. I don't give a shit because you haven't done it. So why would I care about what your opinion is, honestly? And if you have done it and you're still talking shit, then there's something wrong with you mentally. Because any man that's been on the same path that I have, we just have respect for each other. I have respect for any man that's been through that. It's just a mutual respect thing. If you're going to hate on another man just trying to improve his body, improve his mind, improve his spiritual connection with God and the universe, I don't want you in my life anyway. I don't want you as part of my energy. You can stay out of my fucking energy field, brother. But yeah, I'm very grateful that I'm in the shape I'm in. I'm very grateful that I have the people that I have in my life, my close circle of friends and family. I really felt like I've picked really good people. I feel like lately in the past couple of months, in terms of online too, I've connected with some really awesome people. I've had really positive interactions in general with people the past 5 months of my life compared to like the last 2 years. I don't think that's an exaggeration. Like, I've always been nice and cordial with people. I've always had fairly civil interactions with people because I'm not a knobhead. And for anyone outside of Australia, a knobhead just means like I'm not a dickhead, I'm not an asshole. I'm pretty easy to get along with, I'm a pretty easygoing guy. But, you know, even still, the last 5 months have just been crazy in terms of oh, bless me, in terms of how many cool people I've met online and just in real life too. So I'm really thankful for those connections I made. I'm really thankful I'm in the shape I'm in. Sure, I can have a bit more money, but that's gonna come. And honestly, guys, like, I didn't think I would feel this good at 31 in terms of like physically and stuff, because I feel I'm doing things that I wouldn't have even been able to do when I was early 20s, because I never really tried. But now I'm pushing myself and I'm really happy with the results. You know, I won't lie, like, sure, I wish I had the money to go say, oh, I'm going to go on a birthday trip for my holiday and stuff. I haven't been on a trip or done any real traveling in ages, and I'm really itching to do that. But I understand I don't have the money for that at the moment. I'm not in that season, so that's totally fine. But yeah, like, so really the only bad part is the money, and that's not even a bad part. It's just like if I could go back, I would say, Michael, don't worry about staying in jobs you don't like. That's not an issue. But understand that the money you do make from those jobs, you should be either putting it away or putting it towards something so that you could get out of those jobs sooner. Because I really honestly believe that if I would have known what I know now at 22, I probably could have spent a year or two like just not working a job. I was living at home with my parents and paying very, very minimal board. I could have really used that as an opportunity to save a lot more wealth. And I didn't really capitalize on that. I spent a lot of my money on just stupid shit, credit card stuff and all this dumb stuff. So I guess that's a regret I have. But other than that, honestly, you know, apart from some lustful things, you know, I haven't had a lot of problems with lust and cam addictions and all this kind of stuff. But even then, I'm not really, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm glad that I had those addictions, that I went through that. That to an extent I still go through that, because it's taught me a lot about myself, and it's also taught me that I'm not the type of person to accept that. Like, I'll constantly work on it, even if it takes years and years. I'm never going to give up. I'm going to chip away brick by brick, and I might stop chipping away for a bit, but I come back and I keep chipping away at the same spot. I don't just go chipping at a new spot. I come back to the same spot because I know it's just about persistence and showing up for yourself. And I wouldn't have been able to really know what to show up for and what demons there are within me. And you need to know a little bit about your demons and your shadow self and your dark side. So those struggles really gave me character and just helped me look at things from a different lens. God, but my nip's been out. Has my nip been out this whole time, guys? Shit. Anyway, there's a little birthday present from me to you. It's none of your guys. Maybe it is one of your guys' birthday. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. It's fucking late. But I wanted to make this video on my 31st birthday because, it's just a good thing to look back on. Now, let me end this by just doing a little bit of manifestation. And I want to say that by this time next year, I would like to have 20,000 followers on Instagram. I would like to be earning between 5 to 10k a month. Preferably on the higher side of 10k. And I don't want to be working any 9 to 5 still. I want to be doing my own thing, whether that's a mixture of DoorDash and coaching. But realistically, I would like to not be on the DoorDash, and I would like to be just strictly making money following my passions and making 5 to 10k a month, have 20k followers on Instagram for my second form strength, have 10 to 15k followers for my Lollybag Mike art page, and I would like to have at least 2 sponsorships. No, I'd like to have 1 sponsorship, at least 1 sponsorship for my second form strength. Whether it's for the YouTube channel or second form strength, I'd like to have 1 sponsorship for each. I'd like to have 1 sponsorship for second form strength Instagram, 1 sponsorship for YouTube. So I'll say that, and we'll see where we get next year. I'll do another video, see where we're at. But anyway, I'll try to get some sleep. And if any of you guys are like 31 and you're like, "Oh, I haven't got it all figured out," you're not meant to. You're not meant to. I don't know if you're ever meant to have it all figured out, honestly. I think we're all kind of just feeling our way through this life, but I truly believe that somewhere deep down you know what your kind of path and purpose is. So as long as you're following that, I think you'll be golden. Truly do. Truly think it's that simple. And yeah. So anyway, guys, signing off. Peace out. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you if it's your birthday. If not, then happy non-birthday to you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. It is Mike D signing off. Peace.